Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss the beautiful and meaningful poem, The Lotus by Toru Dutt. We will go through the poem line by line to understand its deeper meaning, language, and imagery. I will explain everything in simple words so that you can easily grasp each concept. Let us start by learning a little bit about the poet and the theme of the poem. Toru Dutt was a famous Indian poet and writer who lived in the 19th century. She is well known for her poems and writings in both English and French. Toru Dutt often explored themes from Indian culture and mythology in her work. Her poem, The Lotus, reflects her deep knowledge of literature, love for nature, and skill in using poetic language. The poem centers on a discussion between Love and Flora. Love represents the god of love, often associated with Cupid in Western mythology, while Flora is the goddess of flowers. They are trying to find the perfect flower, a flower that is both beautiful and regal, one that can be called the queen of all flowers. The poem also conveys a symbolic meaning where flowers represent qualities and ideals. Let us now begin with a detailed explanation of each line. Love came to Flora asking for a flower. In this line, the poet introduces the two characters, Love and Flora. Love is personified as a character who approaches Flora with a request. Flora, being the goddess of flowers, has control over all the flowers in nature. Love asks her to choose a special flower. That would of flowers be undisputed queen. Love wants Flora to choose a flower that would be the queen among all flowers, one that is universally accepted as the most beautiful and majestic flower. The phrase, undisputed queen, means there should be no debate or disagreement about its status. The lily and the rose, long had been. The poet tells us that for a very long time, the lily and the rose have been competing to hold the title of the queen of flowers. Both flowers are beautiful and admired by people. Rivals for that high honor. Bards of power. The poet uses the word rivals to describe the lily and the rose. They are in competition with each other for the position of the queen of flowers. The bards of power refers to famous and talented poets who have praised both flowers in their works. Had sung their claims. The rose can never tower. Poets have written about the beauty of both flowers and have argued which one is superior. Some poets claimed that the rose can never tower or rise above the lily. Like the pale lily with her Juno mien dash. The lily is described as having a Juno mien. Juno is a Roman goddess associated with majesty and dignity. The word mien means appearance or expression. So, the poet is saying that the lily has a proud and majestic appearance, like Juno. But is the lily lovelier? Thus between. This line presents the opposing argument. Some people question whether the lily is really more beautiful than the rose. This disagreement shows that there has always been a debate between the admirers of these two flowers. Flower factions rang the strife in Psyche's bower. Flower factions means groups of people who support either the lily or the rose. Strife means conflict or disagreement. Psyche's bower refers to a beautiful garden associated with Psyche, a character from Greek mythology who represents the soul. The line suggests that the debate about the queen of flowers echoed in this magical and peaceful place. Give me a flower delicious as the rose. In this line, Love makes a request. He wants a flower that is as sweet and delightful as the rose. And stately as the lily in her pride dash. Love also wants the flower to be as dignified and majestic as the lily. The word stately means elegant and grand. But of what color? Rose red, Love first chose. Love initially decides that the flower should be rose red in color. The color red is often associated with love and passion. Then prayed, no, lily white, or, both provide. After thinking for a moment, Love changes his mind and asks for the flower to be lily white instead. Then he decides that it would be best if the flower could have both colors, rose red and lily white. And Flora gave the lotus, rose red dyed. Flora listens to Love's request and provides a solution. She gives him the lotus, a flower that is naturally a rose red dyed, meaning it has shades of red. And a lily white, the queenliest flower that blows. The lotus is also lily white, making it a perfect combination of the two colors love desired. The poet calls the lotus the queenliest flower that blows, meaning it is the most regal and majestic flower that blooms. Detailed analysis and symbolism. The poem The Lotus by Toru Dutt not only describes a simple discussion about flowers but also conveys a deeper symbolic meaning. The lily and the rose represent different qualities. The rose is often associated with love, passion, and beauty. On the other hand, the lily symbolizes purity, dignity, and elegance. By choosing the lotus, Flora combines the best qualities of both flowers. The lotus is a significant flower in Indian culture and mythology. It represents purity, beauty, and enlightenment. It grows in muddy water but remains clean and beautiful. It symbolizes the ability to rise above difficulties and remain pure. The poem can also be seen as a commentary on the blending of different cultures and ideals. Just as the lotus combines the qualities of the lily and the rose, people can combine the best aspects of different traditions to create something harmonious and beautiful. Poetic devices used in the poem. The poem The Lotus by Toru Dutt uses several poetic devices to enhance its beauty and meaning. Let me explain some of these devices. Personification. Love and Flora are personified as characters who can speak and make decisions. Imagery. The poet uses vivid descriptions to create mental images of the flowers and their qualities. Symbolism. The lily, rose, and lotus symbolize different qualities and ideals. Alliteration. The repetition of consonant sounds, such as in flower factions, adds a musical quality to the poem. The structure of the poem. The poem The Lotus by Toru Dutt follows a traditional sonnet structure with 14 lines. It is divided into an octave, the first 8 lines, and a sestet, the last 6 lines. The rhyme scheme is A-B-B-A-A-B-B-A for the octave and C-D-C-D-D-C for the sestet. This structure allows the poet to present a conflict or problem in the octave and provide a resolution in the sestet. The transition between the octave and sestet is called the volta, or turn, which marks a shift in tone or argument. Conclusion. The Lotus by Toru Dutt is a beautifully crafted poem that uses simple imagery to convey a profound message. It teaches us that the best things in life often come from a harmonious combination of different qualities. The lotus, with its dual colors and symbolic significance, becomes a perfect representation of this idea. I hope this detailed explanation has helped you understand the poem thoroughly. Remember to focus on the meaning of each line, the symbolism of the flowers, and the poetic devices used by the poet. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Happy learning, and best of luck in your exams.